Hey there. Today I'd like to take a casual peek into the X-Men Origins Wolverine comic series, Maverick action figure. This guy seems to be a bit of a peg warmer, basically since he came out. And he also seems to be warming the pegs of the clearance aisle at Walmart. Walmart's actually reduced the price of this Maverick figure down to $1 just to get rid of this figure. That's right, I said $1. I could have waited until they reduced the price of this guy down to 50 cents like the Star Trek figures, but I decided to go ahead and get him anyways. I'm not sure why he seems to warm the pegs so much. He looks okay. I don't know. Is there something about this guy that people don't like about it? I'm not sure. Actually, I didn't even know anything about this guy until I did a little research after I bought this figure. I found that this guy is a Jim Lee creation from the 90s. And he apparently has some sort of kinetic absorption power like the Black King does. But he looks alright to me. But here he is in the package. He's got a couple accessories, a couple guns. He seems to be a marksman as well. And this is from the comic series. He wasn't in the movie. There's the back of the package, and here's a description of the character. Yeah, it does say here he absorbs kinetic energy and then converts it to blast, so it's not entirely like the Sebastian Shaw then. There are the other figures from the line. There's Wolverine, Weapon X, who seemed to be another clearance aisle peg warmer, because he was down to $1 too, and I got that guy. And Logan. And there is Wolverine about to slash his way into your hearts. Okay, let's go ahead and open this guy up, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back with the Maverick action figure out of the package. First thing we'll go over is the little catalog that came with the figure. It's got X-Men Wolverine related items in there. Here's the animated figures on there. These are actually on clearance as well at Walmart. They were still $3 though. And there's more from the movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. And then there's the slash action Wolverine on there. And also Superhero Squad. So, pretty brief catalog there. The Maverick figure came with two accessories. The first one here is his, looks like an assault rifle. I'll take it off here. This looks nice and detailed. The stock is a little long though. At least a little long for the figure. So, but it's nice and detailed there. And he also has another weapon right here, his pistol, and he has a place to holster it. And you may be wondering why I have the pistol on backwards. Well, there's a reason for that, and I'll go over it in a second when I get to the articulation. But looking at the figure here, he looks a pretty decent figure. He's got a lot of metal banding throughout his body. It reminds me a lot of Colossus on there, but I'm sure this is armor on this guy. It's nice and detailed, a lot of sculpting on here, especially with the harness here. It's sculpted instead of an additional piece like the Deadpool one. Kind of interesting too is that since this is sculpted and to allow for the articulation, you can see it's not joined on the sculpt on the harness, so like when you twist his torso. So it's actually cut in half there. And I found this kind of interesting that the bandolier just kind of ends right there at the end there. I don't know if that's a design of the character or not. I just found that kind of interesting. I had to go through several figures to get a decent paint app on the mask here. A lot of them were kind of a lot of bleed and just sloppy painting or a sloppy application. And this one seems to be pretty decent. No real problems with this one here. Oops, I guess it'd help if you could see it. Yeah, there's no real problems with the paint apps on this one here. It's nice and clean. Going over the articulation of this guy. The head goes all the way around. It doesn't go up or down due to the restriction of this collar here. The arms, they do go up and out, but up to a certain point because of the armor here on the shoulder prevents it from going any higher. There's no bicep articulation. It does bend at the elbow right here and also rotate at the elbow. And there is no wrist articulation on this on here. And his right hand is so open on here that he cannot grip the pistol properly in his right hand. It pretty much falls off. And then and he holds it better in his left hand. That's the reason why I had the pistol on backwards there, so he can actually grip it with his, pull it out with his left hand if he ever wanted to. And because there's no wrist articulation, I had a pretty hard time trying to have this figure hold the rifle in both hands. You can't really twist the wrist for him to hold, like say, the barrel of the rifle on this, unless it's a really awkward position. But that's the one of the downfalls of having no wrist articulation. The torso goes all the way around, goes up and down a little bit, and what I also noticed with this figure on the torso, it actually goes side to side a little bit, which is kind of neat, like he's, say, dodging a bullet or whatever. Although I don't know why he would dodge a bullet if he could use that as his power to absorb the bullet's impact. So, there's no waist articulation. The legs do go up and down, and they do rotate at the hip. There's no thigh articulation, but it does have a double jointed knee on there. And the leg does rotate the foot rotates all the way around and does bend down and up, not too much, but does bend down. Overall, for a character I know nothing about, he seems to be okay, pretty average. I'd buy him for $1, but that's my casual peek into Maverick from the X-Men Origins Wolverine line. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.